Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio. Sponsored by BASF, where you can count on the trusted performance of Elvivo seed treatment to protect your soybean crop. I am Allison Kinney. Let's take a look at what's making agricultural news. For mid-August through mid-September, Mexican officials reported almost 32% more cases of New World screwworm in their country, totaling over 6,700 cases. Dr. Rosalind Biggs is an Oklahoma State Veterinary Extension beef veterinarian who says she is concerned that beef producers aren't ready if the parasite ever gets into the U.S.
It's one of my biggest concerns, frankly, with New World screwworm is access to facilities, access to be able to treat, right? Facilities, as far as that investment, it's got to be something that, of course, makes sense. We've got to be able to get those animals caught, get them handled in the way based on what we could potentially face. That, and I have concern that the vast majority of producers don't remember it, and that includes me, right? Like I have to listen to my father and others that had to deal with New World screwworm literally on a daily basis.
To do the daily inspections necessary to combat the screwworm, producers need to think about facilities that will make it easier to do that.
Especially with looming New World screwworm, we had the announcement, I saw it kind of in the middle of the night, that it's 70 miles from the border. It looks like it's inching closer. And with that, if there's any time to invest in facilities, it's probably now. What you may find is that handling facilities will improve your cattle experience if you get good ones, right? I don't know how many times we've been just dealing with something, and we finally make the investment. It's like, why did we wait so long to do that? You know, that's another component too for that you can have your veterinarian out. It's a new, fresh set of eyes to it. Having facility consults, I think, is a great approach. And again, now's the time to invest.
Whatever facilities you have available need to work for you.
It just needs to be safe and functional, right? Safe and functional. And it does not have to be super fancy. Yeah. It doesn't. It just needs to get the job done, as you said, and making sure we've got personnel and animal handling in mind. I suppose, too, maybe now's the time with cattle prices. If you got that one cow that is hard to catch and you get her captured, maybe she needs to go to the sale barn. Those are some decisions that I think are worth considering.
Again, that's Dr. Rosalind Biggs of Oklahoma State University. Also making headlines, the U.S. is bracing for a record grain harvest totaling 21.5 billion bushels of corn, soybeans, and grain sorghum this fall. The bumper crop arrives during a period of heightened uncertainty surrounding the future of the U.S. and China trade relationship. It all means grain storage and transportation logistics will be much more complicated than usual. CoBank's Knowledge Exchange said grain storage space will be extraordinarily tight this fall, with grain merchandisers charging higher fees due to the limited capacity and strained infrastructure, while grain elevators stand to benefit from buying cheaper basis and capturing wider carries in the future markets. The profit opportunities aren't risk-free. Among the top 12 corn-producing states, the U.S. is facing a 1.4 billion bushel shortage of upright grain storage this year, with elevators relying on bunkers and ground piles. This year's shortage is in the stark contrast to last year, when the top corn-producing states had 361 million bushels of excess storage. Rounding out the headlines today, September saw global food commodity prices drop as declines in sugar and dairy industries offset a new peak for meat prices. The United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization's Food Price Index, which tracks a basket of internationally traded food commodities, averaged 128.8 points in September, down from a revised 129.7 in August. The index was 3.4% higher than the same month last year, though it had fallen about 20% from the record level in March of 2022, following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The fall of the sugar index reflected an improving supply outlook, with the higher-than-expected production in Brazil and favorable harvest prospects elsewhere. The dairy index slipped 2.6% month-on-month, driven in turn by a sharp decline in butter prices production prospects. Elsewhere, the FAO's meat price indicator rose by another 0.7% to a new record high as beef and sheep meat quotations continued higher. Now let's take a look at the closing markets. Brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Learn more online at seedconsultants.com. agnet.com. December corn closing in today down 2 even at 4.19 3/4. March corn down 2 even as well at 4.36 1/4. May corn is also down 2 even at 4.45 1/4. November soybeans up 4 1/4 at 10.22. January soybeans up 3 1/4 at 10.39. December wheat is down 6 even at 5.06 3/4. July wheat down 4 1/2 at 5.50 1/4. October live cattle are up 122 at 233.10. December live cattle up 105 at 237.72. October lean hogs are down 47 cents at 97.85. December lean hogs are down 110 at 86.17. November feeder cattle are up 345 at 364.25. And January feeder cattle are up 380 at 359. Thanks for joining us. You're listening to the Ohio AgNet.